Hello, you beautiful people out there. Hi. Have you been working out?
Oh, looking good.
Losing a little bit of weight? I'll tell you what, it shows. These are your lovely horners, Nathan.
And Daniel.
Welcome to the bottom.
You found the Balrog.
Tonight's movie comes as a special request from Josh Wormke. We appreciate it. Keep the requests coming. Roll that poster. Okay, so tonight's feature film, it starts out with a 30 years ago flashback. We are met with two children who are running through an old mansion hallway, and it is beautiful. One of the children gets thrown into a room where the door is promptly closed on him, immediately followed by somebody in a tuxedo with a freaking arrow sticking out of them.
Ooh, never good.
Rough business. Anyways, he's begging of all people, a child, for help.
Have you ever gotten help from a child before?
Not usually very helpful.
Come on.
So, the child yells out, he's over here, where we are promptly met by a bunch of figures in hoods and masks. These people hold him down, and as he's begging for help, and his bride, seemingly, is screaming out for them to stop, immediately gets shot in the chest with a crossbow.
Oh.
That's gotta hurt. After which, we are promptly met 30 years later, where our maiden characters are walking down the aisle. Yay! The family introduces themselves throughout, periodically, starting out with Aunt Helena. Now, the production for the extra features in this film decided to describe her as a shark, her hairstyle being more akin to a predator. Quite honestly, I think it's a little bit more buzzard-like.
Buzzard, a vulture, yeah.
One thing that I did appreciate about this particular character is you knew she was kind of going to be the bad guy throughout the entire thing. After that, we are introduced to Andie MacDowell's character, who plays the mom in this. There's more characters fed throughout. All these people eventually end up showing up. These are our main characters, and throughout you will progressively find quirkiness about them, little rich folks' problems, and things that most average people like Danny and I here can't really relate to.
Yep.
Kind of feel good about that.
Yeah, for the most part.
So the family decides to have a game night, which is a tradition in their family that they have every time someone gets married at the home. More of a ceremony kind of a thing. So, as Samara Weaving's character and Mark O'Brien's character are sitting there, Mark O'Brien's character Alex seems to consistently get more nervous, as well as Adam Brody's character consistently getting sweatier and sweatier throughout the movie.
Dude looks like he's about to stand trial for some nefarious shit, don't he?
I mean, I said to Danny at the beginning of this, never trust a guy in a bow tie, but he does untie it, so maybe he's got some redeeming qualities.
Maybe he's a little bit trustworthy. We don't know just yet.
Just yet. So the family sets her down and explains that where they got their family fortune from. Every night that they have a wedding has to sit down at this table and put a card in a box that they got from a mysterious benefactor. And if the card comes out, it's going to come out with different games because the family made their fortune by making games during the Civil War and so on and so forth until they accumulated enough wealth to have this big estate.
Huge.
Now talking about the house itself, the mansion in this place is a character. The movie continues with her pulling out a card. This particular card is hide and seek. Now, the family gets this somber look about them immediately, and she asks, hey, is everything okay? And yeah. Hesitantly, they admit, yeah, everything's fine. Or at least, sound like they're being truthful. In case you've never played hide and seek before, you didn't have a childhood period or ever go outside with friends,
Right.
Or family even, they describe the game of hide and seek. Run around and keep from getting seen until daylight. Not that difficult, but she does bring up the fact that they have cameras. They say, no, it's old tradition, they shut them down, and they just do it like the old days where they'll hunt you down. not knowing the medium chunky subtlety of this, she just takes it as, you know, it's a game of hide and seek, no big deal. So she runs into this dumbwaiter, where as she's hiding in it, we cut back and forth between her and the family. Now the family is grabbing some old ancient medieval style weapons off of the walls, and they are looking to fuck all, it would seem. As we will find out, they're only looking to, you know, fuck the bride. And not necessarily in the traditional sense. They're actually going to stalk and hunt her. Now, this is the entire movie, basically. Fortunately for our lead protagonist, all of the other characters in the home seem to be a bunch of idiots who have never held a weapon in their entire lives. Upon first viewing it, I was rather confused, as this movie seems rather confused about which direction it wants to go. Certain moments of it are rather serious, while other moments are somber and, you know, tense. In addition to that, this movie decides to go full-on slapstick from time to time, where they got their wealth from. It's all pretty much on the surface.
I probably cracked in like under 5 seconds.
I mean, it's not, it's
easy.
It's right there at the beginning of the movie. Right at the beginning of the movie, after they go ahead and open it up and it flashes to the 30 years later part, before they even get to the wedding, they're showing an old game with the devil's face on it. It's right there on the surface. The guy's name, who's the mysterious benefactor, his name is Mr. LaBelle. Have you ever heard of an anagram before? That's when you rearrange the letters of a word and you end up with a different word. Rearrange those words up in a different way and you get
Belial,
who is a demon lord, if not another name for Satan himself.
basically.
Their attitudes kind of give it away, but the montage of them pulling out all the weapons and hunting her down is basically at face value. So, if you didn't get it from me mildly giving it away, here's me giving it away.
Well, it turns out it's all true. They
All of
actually made a deal with the devil way back then, and
A Faustian bargain for their souls, if you will.
you know, stuff like that never turns out too well for
Ever.
anybody.
Don't sell your soul to the devil. It's got a shelf life of about 20 years at most.
At most.
In this case, 30.
Yeah.
10 years extra. Ooh. You know, make a deal with the devil, you're gonna die. He doesn't play fair, and he always cheats. Ironically enough, most of them end up killing themselves. I mean, the maids, the daughter who's the cokehead, she ends up killing basically all of them with the exception of one of them, who dies in a dumb waiter. You'd think it'd, you know, benefit you or behoove you to go ahead and have at least one member of the family who's competent in being a murderer.
You would think, but no.
Do we have that in this? No. We have let's see. We have the jock who's married to the cokehead.
This is what passes for a jock in this movie? Really? Okay.
We have the complete bitch who's married to just benign, like, completely, what's the word I'm looking for?
Passive aggressive
Yeah, guy.
idiot.
We have the evil old lady, who I swear to God, the only thing she was missing was a broom and a pointy hat. And then you have the innocuous kind of mother who seems like she might have gone ahead and helped her out at some point. Did that happen? Nah.
She even tells the groom that she likes the bride, but still gotta try to kill her, I guess.
And throughout, they keep questioning, does this girl belong in this family or not? Clearly, the answer is no. The effects were pretty funny. A lot of them I thought were CG, but it turns out a lot of them were practical with green screen effects, and it's almost the same thing as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
The props department did get a really good amount of detail, and a lot of the gore scenes were pretty funny. There's even a gag reel where you can tell Samara Weaving and the whole cast are just having a grand old time. Everybody's having fun. It did feel like in the extras that a lot more detail was put into wardrobe and set design than any other part of this, except for maybe mildly the writing. According to the people who had written this originally, there was supposed to be just a real bummer of an ending.
Yeah.
Where they actually ended up killing off Grace.
Yeah.
But they decided to go against that, and that's probably for the movie's benefit. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a nerd rating of 7 out of 10.
I will give it a 7 out of 10 as well. It keeps you engaged, keeps you entertained. Love some of the scenes in this. Funny, gory, tad bit gory.
Tad bit?
Bloody.
It's super chunky.
Super chunky bloody.
Yeah. Plus, there's a lot of moments where you think that she's going to be safe or get away, and the movie's going to go ahead and cut to being, a lot less longer, and the credits may be a lot longer. But no, and it did have some serious laugh out loud scenes, like whenever the maid comes in who potentially spotted where Grace is, and then promptly is shot in the face with a crossbow. The effect of that was actually done rather well. They didn't use CG. They didn't have some fake freaking arrow go through. They had the crossbow, they moved the scene quick, and they had her with the arrow already in her mouth, but with the direction of how the camera shot looked, it looked almost as if you were following the arrow to nail her right in the face.
Oh yeah. Great cast, great fun. Check it out twice, y'all.
I had to.
Yeah.
But upon the second viewing, I gotta admit, it was a lot more fun than the first time.
Good. Love it.
It's a pretty good movie. And you get a couple beers in you and then just sit around and laugh about it. Yeah. Until next time, this is Nathan.
This is Daniel.
Signing off.